Listen to more at Relationship Stories.
Oh my goodness, Mark, I can't believe it. You won $1 million?
I still can't wrap my head around it either. It's like a dream come true.
What are we going to do with all that money? I mean, $1 million. It's life-changing.
First things first, we need to pay off all our debts. That's going to give us such a sense of freedom, don't you think?
Definitely. No more student loans, no more credit card debts. It's like a weight lifted off our shoulders.
And we can finally take that trip we always dreamed of. How about exploring Europe? Paris, Rome, Barcelona, the whole package.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. And maybe we can even visit those places we only saw in movies. Imagine standing in front of the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum.
And maybe, just maybe, we can upgrade our little apartment to a house. A backyard for barbecues, a garden, and a space for a home office.
Oh, the home office for your $1 million idea, huh? We might as well dream big.
Absolutely. And speaking of dreams, how about setting up a scholarship fund, helping others achieve their dreams too?
That's a wonderful idea, Mark, giving back to the community that has always supported us.
And let's not forget our families. We can help them with their mortgages, medical bills, or even fulfill some of their dreams too.
Mark, this money is not just a windfall. It's a responsibility. A chance to make a difference in our lives and the lives of others.
You're right, love. We'll be careful, thoughtful, and responsible with this blessing. Together, we'll make the most out of it and ensure it brings happiness not just to us but to everyone around us.
And in that moment, as we talked about our dreams and plans, we realized that winning $1 million wasn't just about the money, it was about the endless possibilities, the chance to create a future filled with love, generosity, and the fulfillment of dreams, both big and small. Mark, I just saw the new car in the driveway. Did you buy it with the money you won?
Yes, I did. I thought it was a good opportunity to get something I've always wanted.
But shouldn't we have discussed this together? We had plans for that money, and a new car wasn't one of them.
I know, and I should have talked to you about it. I just got carried away, I guess. I've always dreamed of owning a car like this, and with the recent windfall, I thought I could treat myself.
I get that, Mark, I really do. But we had plans, important plans. We talked about paying off debts, helping our families, and saving for our future. I just wish you had included me in this decision.
You're right, and I'm truly sorry. I should have discussed it with you first. I got caught up in the excitement, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I messed up.
I appreciate you admitting that, Mark. But we need to be on the same page, especially when it comes to significant financial decisions. Let's talk about how we can adjust our plans now. We can figure this out together.
You're absolutely right. I don't want this to come between us or cause any resentment. We'll adjust our plans, and I promise to involve you in any future decisions. I love you, and I don't want anything to jeopardize our relationship.
I love you too, Mark. Let's learn from this and move forward. As long as we communicate and make decisions together, we can handle anything that comes our way. In that moment, we both understood the importance of open communication and mutual respect in our relationship. The incident served as a lesson, a reminder of the significance of including each other in major decisions, ensuring that our dreams and plans were aligned, and that we faced the challenges and opportunities of life as a team. After Mark's refusal to help with my mother's treatment, a whirlwind of emotions engulfed me, leaving me feeling profoundly hurt, disappointed, and vulnerable. It was as if the solid ground I thought our relationship stood on had crumbled beneath me, leaving me adrift in a sea of uncertainty. First, there was shock, a disbelief that someone I loved and trusted so deeply could turn away in a moment of dire need. Then came the hurt, a sharp pang in my chest, realizing that the person I relied on wasn't there for me when I needed him the most. Disappointment followed, a heavy feeling of disillusionment that clouded my thoughts, making it hard to comprehend how our priorities had diverged so drastically. Beneath these emotions, there was a profound sense of vulnerability. I had opened my heart and life to Mark, believing that our relationship was a sanctuary of love and support. His refusal shattered that illusion, leaving me exposed and questioning the very core of our connection. I felt a deep ache, not just for my mother's situation but for the fracture in the foundation of our relationship. Anger simmered beneath the surface, a resentment born from the sense of betrayal. How could he prioritize material possessions over family, love, and compassion? This anger, mixed with the pain, created a storm of emotions that raged within me, leaving me feeling lost and adrift. In the midst of this turmoil, there was a profound sense of loneliness. The person I should have been able to lean on had pushed me away, leaving me to navigate this crisis alone. It was a stark realization of the depths of my vulnerability and the need to reassess my expectations in the relationship. Amidst the hurt and disappointment, there was also a flicker of determination. This incident became a catalyst for introspection, a moment that forced me to evaluate the true nature of our relationship. I knew I needed to find a way forward, either by addressing this issue and rebuilding our trust or by redefining my own path without him. In the midst of this emotional storm, I clung to the hope that clarity would eventually emerge, guiding me toward a resolution that would bring peace to my heart, whether it meant healing the rift in our relationship or finding the strength to move forward on my own. Discovering that Mark was staying late at work and then going to clubs with his friends, spending the money he had won, felt like another blow to our relationship. The hurt and disappointment that had settled after the incident with my mother resurfaced, mingled now with a deep sense of betrayal and sadness. The late nights at work, which I had initially tried to understand and support, now seemed like a cover for his newfound social life. The very money that could have eased our worries and supported our dreams was being frivolously spent, eroding the trust that was once the bedrock of our relationship. Feelings of abandonment crept in, as if he had chosen the allure of nights out over the commitment and responsibility he owed to our relationship. I felt a profound sense of loneliness, wondering why he had chosen to distance himself when we were supposed to be partners in every aspect of life. Anger burned within me, not just for the money that was being wasted, but for the emotional distance he was creating between us. It was a betrayal not just of our financial plans, but of the emotional intimacy we had once shared. Each night he spent away felt like a wedge being driven between us, widening the gap that had already formed due to his previous actions. Confusion added to the emotional turmoil. Why was he behaving this way? What had changed so drastically in our relationship that he felt the need to escape into the night, leaving me behind? I questioned our love, wondering how someone who had once been my rock could become the source of so much pain and uncertainty. Amidst this whirlwind of emotions, there was a flicker of self-preservation. I realized that I couldn't allow his actions to define my worth or happiness. The strength that had carried me through previous challenges resurfaced, urging me to reevaluate my own priorities and boundaries. In the face of this betrayal, I knew I had a choice to make, whether to confront him and demand the truth, or to step back and reassess what I truly deserved in a relationship. The path ahead was uncertain, but I resolved to find the courage to face the truth, whatever it might be, and make decisions that would prioritize my own well-being and happiness. In the stillness of the night, after countless hours of reflection and tears, I realized that staying in a relationship where the foundations of trust and respect had crumbled was no longer an option. I deserved more than the pain and uncertainty that Mark's actions had brought into my life. With a heavy heart but a newfound sense of resolve, I approached the topic with Mark. The conversation was filled with sorrow, anger, and a profound sense of finality. I explained how his actions had hurt me, how they had eroded the love and trust that had once defined our relationship. I told him that staying together was no longer healthy for either of us. Mark, although clearly regretful, didn't protest. The reality of his choices had caught up with him, and he understood the gravity of the situation. We discussed the logistics of separating our lives, the division of assets, and the arrangements for the future. The conversation was painful, but there was a strange sense of relief in facing the truth, even though it meant the end of our marriage. In the days and weeks that followed, I navigated the complex emotions of grief and liberation. The process of divorce was challenging, filled with paperwork, legal consultations, and emotional ups and downs. But amidst the turmoil, there was also a glimmer of hope, a promise of a future where I could rebuild my life, rediscover my own strength, and pursue the happiness I deserved. In the end, the decision to divorce marked a turning point in my life. It was an acknowledgement of my worth, a refusal to settle for a relationship that brought me more pain than joy. It was a brave step into an uncertain future, a journey toward healing, self-discovery, and the possibility of finding a love that was built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding.